Stop just capturing material in chess. And I got just a game for you. So we're going to be looking at this game back in 1858. And yes, that's a couple centuries ago. Who cares? And we got as the white pieces Thomas Wilson Barnes against Paul Morphy. Yes, against Paul Morphy, who was the black pieces. Let's get to it right quick. The game started off with e4, e5, Paul Morphy, the black pieces, and then Thomas played knight f3, d6, and then the move d4 was played. Why did Paul Morphy play the Philidor defense? I'm always questioning that. But anyway, after the move d4 was played, Paul Morphy played the move f5. Usually back in the 1800s, everybody had like whack openings. So the move f5 wasn't really that good. And white didn't know how to punish it, so he just played the move d takes on e5. And then after f takes on e4, then the move that was played, knight g5, d5, and then the game continues. After the move d5, we got e6, bishop c5, and after bishop c5, we got the glorious kind of move, knight to f7. And then Paul Morphy was like, I'm just gonna develop my queen to the f6 square. Why not? We got bishop e3 attacking a bishop, d4, wrongest move ever for Paul Morphy to do, and then Gregory, I don't know how to say his name. Gregory was like, okay, I'm just gonna do bishop g5, attacking your queen. And in this position, white had a 3-point lead. White had a 3-point lead, attacking the queen, knight attacking the rook, and queen, bishop check. There's a lot of things happening here. But what happened was Paul Morphy did a simple move, queen f5. The best move in this position to do is bishop c4. We got even moves like queen h5 would have been just as good. But just like the title of this video, stop just capturing pieces at the wrongest moments. Knight takes on h8 was played. That rook had nothing to do with the position. Developing the bishop was a lot better because you need to get as many pieces developed as fast as possible, since this is the opening technically still. We need to get this king to safety so that we can punish this king the correct way. But since we took this rook on the h8 square, now there's going to be consequences. And the consequences is that black is a little bit better without a rook, which you already see that the two pawns is covering the center. They got the queen on f5, the bishop on c5. Technically, white should have been a little bit scared of black coming back with the advantage. But hey, now we can just continue the position, and the position continue with this queen capturing the bishop on the g5 square. You get my lazy rook, I get your active bishop. Who got the better exchange? Clearly Paul Morphy in this situation. After queen takes on g5, white did bishop c4 a little bit too late. He got rook greedy, which a lot of players do, and then knight c6 was played. After knight c6, knight f7, attacking the queen. Maybe I'll get the queen, Gregory is thinking. Paul Morphy was like, no, but I'm gonna take your top g pawn on the g2 square. Now I'm attacking your rook. He protects his rook, then knight f6 is played. Paul Morphy is getting all the pieces developed in the center, and now all of the white pieces are discoordinated. They don't know what they're doing. There's not any squares that the white pieces can go to check this king without being captured. What is there to do for Gregory? Well, Paul Morphy realized this, and that's why he just continued on developing pieces. And then, especially when your opponent start doing stupid moves like f3, now Paul Morphy did knight b4, knight a3, and then bishop takes on e6. Fit a game. After bishop takes on e6, white was like, okay, another piece, that's fine. I captured this rook and I was fine. I should be fine here, right? Wrong. Until you see the move by Paul Morphy, knight to e3, checking the king, and then clearly, shouldn't the pawn be able to capture that pony on the d3 square? Well, what happens after the pawn captures this pony? Bishop b4, checking the king, and then after queen d2, only move, queen takes on d2, checkmate. So the pawn cannot capture the knight on the d3 square. The queen has to capture the knight. And even if the king can't even move. I was about to say something wrong. The queen has to capture the d3 knight because that's the only move that white has. So after that, we got e takes on d3, c, not c. I'm just going along with the game without checking. But queenside castles, and white is trying to survive. And clearly, white is very fortunate that queen takes on c2 isn't checkmate because of this knight. But you already know what happens next. Bishop takes on a3, threatening checkmate. What is white to do here? There's only a few good moves, and he decided to do the move bishop to b3, protecting the c2 square. Not only do I get to capture a knight, but I get to capture a knight for free, and I keep my queen. And all you took was this lazy rook that was on the h8 square that probably wouldn't have been moved for the entire game. And now we got bishop b3, d2, ugly move. Rook can't capture because queen will capture on f1. King to b1, then bishop c5. The game continues. Knight to e5, king f8, knight to e3, attacking the bishop now, trying to come back to defend, get the last piece developed, get the rook all the way to the e8 square. Black is literally attacking with all of his pieces right now. But what happens after knight takes on c5, which was done on the game? Well, queen takes on f1, and his opponent resigned. Gregory was like, I cannot take this. Wait a minute, it was back in like 1858, so like he was probably like tipping his hat to him and saying, well done, sir, or good day, sir, and just left. I would have done so, especially getting smashed like that, but back in that time, he probably didn't even know that he was winning. Imagine if he didn't take that rook and just developed this bishop and kept on developing his pieces, castle the king, and tried to attack his king that was vulnerable. Instead of being soaked up in the, oh, if I have more material, I must be winning. Well, you're not winning all the time you have material. Get that through your head if you're a beginner. Activity is the most important thing in chess. Utilize your pieces effectively. All right, hopefully you learned from this. Let's get to the next video.